is a special place that God created for us when He sacrificed the only Son, Jesus.
After Jesus died, He rose again as a human being to live with God in heaven.
Heaven is a place where you go when you die.
We don't know what heaven looks like or what it is like to be there. However, we know that we will have something very special waiting for us. Why is heaven our word of the week?
Heaven is our word of the week because on Tuesday, 18th May, it is Ascension Day.
The word ascension comes from the root word ascend, which means to climb or lift up.
Why is an Ascension Day important?
Ascension Day is very important for Catholics around the world as it is a very special feast day for us. It is celebrated by Catholics all over the world. It is a very happy day that we celebrate.
Ascension Day is important because it shows that God's promise to us came true. When Jesus went back to heaven as God, He went back not just as God, but as a human being. Therefore, it is God's promise that humans can also go to heaven and be with Jesus.
Catholics celebrate Ascension Day
By choosing a different day, this shows how special the feast day is. We will be celebrating a ascension of Jesus into heaven by attending a special mass where the whole school will celebrate together.
Why is Ascension Day special? The Ascension is a very special day because it showed the disciples that Jesus was telling the truth and there was a kingdom in heaven with God.
The word of this week is a reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke chapter 24, verse 50 to 53.
When he had led them out to the vicinity of Bethany, he lifted up his hands and blessed them. While he was blessing them, he left them as was taken up into heaven. Then they worshipped him and returned to Jerusalem with great joy, and they stayed at the temple praising God.
The scripture tells us the story of how Jesus ascended into heaven. We hear in the story that Jesus left earth to go to heaven, but the disciples were not sad at seeing Jesus leave them. They were actually filled with joy and happiness because they knew that his promise had come true and that one day they would see him in heaven. Everything has happened just like Jesus had told them. Jesus has roads to heaven. The disciples were so happy and excited. They went to spread the good news just as Jesus had asked them to do. The disciples were all filled with belief and faith.
what links to our virtues at school.
We don't always have to see to believe something because we have our faith in God just like the disciples did. The disciples show that even through Jesus has ascended to heaven and we cannot see him, he is with us. He hears us and helps us. We know this because we have faith. When we spread the good news about Jesus and act like him, we show our virtues of love and charity to our friends.
In response to the word this week, we are going to think about the ascension of Jesus.
You will need a glass, a fizzy drink and some grapes.
Fill a glass with the fizzy drink. The bottom of the glass represents earth and the top of the glass represents heaven.
First, take a grape and drop it into the glass. As you can see, it goes to the bottom of the glass. This represents Jesus being with us on earth with his disciples. After Jesus was crucified, he rose again and he spent time with his disciples for a while, and then 40 days after he ascended into heaven. This is represented by the grape ascending to the top of the glass. We can see that Jesus is in heaven.
Even though Jesus is in heaven, what does it mean for us?
Now take a grape out and replace it with 5 more grapes. This represents everyone on earth. As you can see, all the grapes ascend to heaven too, just like Jesus did. These grapes represent us. Keep watching and you will see that the grapes go up and down in the glass. This is because through prayer and faith we welcome more people into heaven.
The world this week links to our mission statement.
When we trust in God, you can do what Jesus wants us to do by being a good disciple and showing respect, pride, love and charity to others. This helps us today and it will create a better tomorrow as we can be witnesses for Jesus and we can tell everyone about him so they too can be good disciples. Your mission this week is to be a disciple of Jesus, just as Jesus told his disciples to go and spread the good news. Go and tell as many people about Jesus and the kingdom of heaven.